Hey, what's up, people? Welcome to the channel. I hope you're having a great day. Today, I want to talk about Second Life and get all the new people ready so that they can get on here and start using the app and just having fun with it. So, that's my name. Call me Pizza, Hawaiian Dude, either one. But yeah, that's my introduction. We're going to keep it simple and we're just going to get started. So, as you can see with my screen, it's a lot's going on right now, and almost everything on here is going to be part of the video. So I think that it's only good that we look at the list I have prepared of things that we can talk about. And the first thing I have in mind is navigating the menu. So that can be a lot of things, but when I say menu, I'm talking really about this up here, these different tabs on the screen. So we're just going to start from top, from first to last pretty much. So this is the me section. This is all about you, from your profile to your inventory, places you have landmark, places you want to go to, buying, lending, buying money on here, looking at the marketplace, preferences, toolbars, your HUD attachments, and of course exiting if you don't want to do this. That's the first menu. Second one is avatar, which is basically this right here. That's your whole avatar. And we're talking about outfits, we're talking about what you're wearing, we're talking about editing your shape, talking about how you look on the ground, your hover height, walking, running, flying, all that good stuff. We're going to talk more about the skeleton animation later on down the road. That's the avatar menu. The third one is about just chatting, conversations, speaking, your logs, friends you're with, groups you're in, your block list, which is most important, and even more important is your do not disturb button, which is also going to be useful down the road for some people, of course. Then we have world, which is talking about your landmarks and destinations, looking at the map, the mini map, teleportation, setting places your home, taking pictures, getting more information about the land, your own land if you decide to buy an actual place with a membership, of course. Then you have building, which I don't really use, at least not right now, and then help, which is help pretty much. Speaking of help, we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the guidebook, which is also the next step. Look at that. So this guidebook it's helpful. It's a very bare bones basic understanding of how to use Second Life, but this is good information just to have in the back of your head. So we're going to start with a few things, such as movement, doing instant messaging, interacting, changing your avatar and attachments. The whole finding places to go, that's pretty much easy to do. Like that's simple. But yeah, so we're gonna start with moving your avatar. So you have two options to do it. You have WASD or the arrow keys. The problem is that they don't, well, I guess not a problem for standard, but for other viewers, there are different ways you can change how you move around. And let's say that you don't want to use this at all. You don't want to use arrow keys or WASD. What you can do is you can go into your me section or in your toolbar. I don't have it here, so we're going to go to your toolbar and we're going to go down to preferences. Once we get over there, we're going to go to move in view, and we have the arrow key is always move me. So let's take that off real quick and let's see what happens. Okay, so the arrow key is still move you. Okay, so different things for different viewers. I don't use this viewer, by the way. I use something called Firestorm, which is more or less experienced, or maybe not experienced. You could be a newbie and use it too, but there is a lot more that goes into Firestorm. So just keep in mind, that's all. But yeah, let's say that you don't want to use these buttons. You can go into preferences, and you should be able to change your keys. At least I hope you can. And if you can't, then I would say download a different viewer in that case. But it doesn't seem like there is a way to. Okay, well, there we go. Controls, of course. Well, now you know. Controls goes right over here. But yeah, if you want to be able to move a different way, you can pretty much change your thing. Just click on it, and I want to make O moving. So you press OK, and then now when I press O, I start moving. W no longer works. So keep that in mind. If you want to change what buttons do what, go to me, preferences, controls, and you have all of these to work with, from movement to camera to editing and things like that. But we're going to go to W though, because that's what I know. All right, so that's movement, easy enough. Next, you have your avatar menu, which will be these two things. Once you go to your avatar section and you click on sit, stand, fly, whatever, all that's going to do is it's going to make you do stuff. So if you want to fly, you click on fly, and this is just what you do. A shortcut to that is you can just press F. When you press F, you fly, and then you fall for F. You have sitting, so you can sit down anywhere pretty much on this viewer, and to stand you would just click on the stand. There is a way to do it through a key. I don't have it binded because I don't really use the sitting button that much unless I'm on furniture, which we're gonna go to that part next. Then you have stop animation, which is where if you are stuck and you can't move, or your avatar doesn't know how to move it, like stop on its own, you press stop animation, or like where it says right here. So yeah, the guidebook has pretty good understanding of things, or a good basic level understanding, but it doesn't do a good job of giving you more, which I guess is not the point. The point is just to give you the reference. So that's pretty much it. You know, you can do left clicking, which, yeah, well, I can't do that because I don't have that enabled. Then you can zoom your camera, so you're gonna do Alt, press Alt, and then you can start doing this where you're zooming in. And the best thing about this is, let's say that you don't want to move from your spot because you have something going on. If you want to view something like this mountain in the back, you can just go ahead, click your Alt button, and then zoom into it, just like that. If you want to go back, press Escape. Easy enough. And then we have chatting, so you're going to be able to talk to anyone you want to on this app, this program, this sim, as you will. And it's pretty simple stuff. You know, nearby chats, things like that, blah, blah, blah. This is stuff that you can do on your own. This, not to minimize the guidebook. I don't want you to think that it's not important, because it does have some good stuff in here, and a lot of it is pretty simple stuff, very simple stuff. But what we need to do is we need to find a person to do this on, because it's one thing when the guidebook tells you what to do, it's another when they show you what to do. Because for some reason they won't tell you how to do it. They'll tell you the instructions, but they won't give you demonstration. So let's go ahead and start with this one for furniture. So it's saying to right click and choose sit here. So you have an option. Some furniture will already have this icon, this sitting icon, which means all you gotta do, press it, and then you'll start sitting just like that. If you want to stand up, you press the stand button, and then you just stand back up. That's the first way. The other way, as the guidebook is saying, is you right click and you click on sit here. If you want to stand up, you click on the same furniture and you click stand up, just like that. So that's just a visual to help you understand what it's talking about more. And then we have people, so we need to find a person for that one. But we have ourselves as well. So you would just right click on yourself, and then you have all these options, from taking your clothes off or taking items off, to editing an item, to your inventory, what you're wearing, your hover height, your shape, things like that. So useful stuff again. We have a changing avatar, so things like that. You can get a complete avatar, which is what most people start off with anyways when you enter. The avatar I have right now is definitely not a complete one. This is one that I made through meshes, so mesh body and mesh head. This is something that you'll learn more about as you get more experienced with understanding how to wear items, understanding meshes, this whole bomb thing, and all the complex stuff. But yeah, the avatars, you'll have that. So then we have attachments, and this is probably the biggest thing, because when you start going to Second Life, you're going to be getting a lot of stuff, whether it be free or paid. You're going to be getting stuff to wear, to put down on the floor, to do anything like that. So let's go ahead and look at the list so I can make sure I'm on task and I'm focused. And yeah, inventory, look at that. So we're going to go to a different place in Second Life, and we're going to try doing the talking to people and putting on furniture, or putting on clothes, and rezzing furniture. And rezzing is just your rezzing stuff. You're bringing it onto you into the world. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to teleport somewhere, and we're just going to start. So this is a perfect spot to go and try out the whole image thing on people. So let's move out the way so you guys can see. And based on your internet connection, you may have people loading up faster or slower, and based on your graphics setting, you might have the same thing. But it's generally a graphics thing. So let's go ahead, and I guess we'll wait. But while we're waiting for them to load up, which we can just let that happen, and we can move somewhere else in the world. We're just gonna go over here. Now you see that I'm running. With running, what you can do is you can press this button right here, which is running mode. So basically you'll be running forever until you click off of it. Or you click on the walking mode, which is just standard walking. You have flying mode, and that's where you start to do the whole flying or stop flying thing. So you can do that, or you can double tap. You can double tap a button, mainly the forward and backward button, to run forward and run backward. But let's go ahead and let's talk to these people. Let's go and let's just go ahead and say hello to them. So as we saw with the guidebook, you want to right click on someone, and once you do that, you have different options. So we have the option to view their profile, see what they're all about, add them as a friend, instant message, call, invite to a group, and of course we can reset their skeletons. So let's say that they don't look right on our screen, we can reset them to make it actually work. But that's for if you look weird. They look fine right now. So we're going to instant message. So you just right click, you go to IM, you let go of the right click button, and now you're able to talk to her or him. I don't know who it is. But let's say that you want to know who they are actually as a person, or just get an overview of them. You'll right click, view profile, and there you go. Now you know who they are, you know what kind of groups they're in, you know how they look and when they join SL. So information that's good, just to keep something to keep in mind. So now we have that going on. Let's go ahead and let's look at these attachments and clothing, because this is one thing that I have gotten a lot of questions about, whether we're just hanging out or people are trying to try something on, they don't know how to. Second Life does a good job at least telling you what to do, but again, they're only giving you the basics, or the basics. For example, right here, about you can wear many attachments. You can wear anything you want to and everything. The problem is that they don't tell you how to wear multiple things at once. Because for default, what happens when you wear something, you only have that on you. And if you want to wear something else of the same category, it replaces. And I think that's an option on here. I know that on Firestorm, you have the option to turn your double clicks and change it from wearing to adding. And all adding does is you get to layer it on top, or you get to add more to it. But let's see if that is a possibility. It may not be, which in that case, if it isn't, then we'll have to go and do it manually, which is not hard. It's not hard to do. It just takes a little bit of work. So we're going to see if I have the option to, and we don't. Oh, here we go. That's where it was. So yeah, so by default, what happens is you're going to have your letter keys start local chat. It will not do movement. So let's say that I want to move with W. It goes to chat. I want to do A, goes to chat. I want to do O, goes to chat. If you don't want that to happen, you're going to go back into your preferences. And then you're going to go to General, go all the way down to pressing letter keys, and do affects movement. So that if you don't want to use the arrow keys, you can use letters. That's what I wanted to show you guys as well, because that's something that I like to do. I like using the letters because I play PC games and they're all WASD, so I'm used to that. But let's see about these controls. I do not think that there is an option to. I'm not seeing it, which is fine. No problem. We should be able to just go ahead and look into the inventory. And now this comes to the whole toolbar section. And as you can see, you have a big old tab that says, or not big, but it's on the screen where it says inventory and your outfits. These are part of your toolbar, and your toolbar is something that you're going to be using pretty much all the time because it's like a shortcut to basically everything. Without you having to go through all these menus, you can just pull up a toolbar by right-clicking on the toolbar, like the tools on here or down here, which will have both sections, and you can go to the toolbar buttons, and from there you have all these options. Everything you see here is in the menus, but rather than having to go through all of this to find one thing, you can just go to the cheat sheet right here and you can just drag it. When you drag it from here to here, it pulls, and then now it's darkened, so now you can't move it anymore over here. But what you can do is you can bring it back, and now it's back up. Basic stuff. As you can, and these are both part of the toolbar. One just has the logo and the label, and one has the logo. So depending on how you want how much space you want to save, you can shorten it or you can elongate it. But of course, it's up to you though. I prefer icons because I already know what these are. I've been using them enough so that I know exactly what to press. But yeah, that's the whole icon thing. But let's go back to inventory. So when you start Second Life, you might get a few things to work with. Probably not a lot, but you know, when you start bringing more stuff into your inventory, you're gonna have all this to work with, which is not bad. It's good to have a lot of stuff just to try it out. So we're going to go ahead and we are going to try out, I guess we'll try the demo, why not? So when you have an item that you can wear, it's normally going to be in this little square thing. If it's not you can wear, or even furniture, it'll have this. These are items that are wearable or resable, and I'm going to show you what I mean by wearable. We are going to go ahead and we're going to take off this shirt. So what we're going to do is we're going to right click. Sorry, not here. We're going to right click on the shirt if I can. It's not happening right now. It keeps wanting to take off my mesh, which that's a no-go. Don't want that to happen. So let's see if I can get that. I probably can't. That's okay. Because in instances like this, when you cannot take off the thing you want to take off, and when the thing you want to take off is on your body, you're going to right click. When you right click, it's going to be highlighted in this green or this red or whatever color it is, and that's how you'll know what you're clicking on. And from there you can edit, detach, or add it to your outfit. So instead of me trying to do all this work, let's just go ahead and let's go to our outfits tab. You go to the outfits tab. This is my outfit right now. This is what I'm selecting, or this is what I am wearing. You want to go to your wearing part, or your wearing tab, and then you're going to look for the shirt. And as you can see, all your items are the little boxes. These other shapes are things that are just part of your components. So your shoe base, your alphas, your faces, your ears, like layerable things, your shape, skin, head or hair, and then your eyes. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to find out what this shirt is. So normally when you get these items, they're going to be labeled shirt, pants, whatever, because since they're not components, they're all going to have this icon. So just keep that in mind. So I want to take this off. I'm going to just do the minus sign. Now I'll take it off, and we're going to do it one more time, or maybe not. We'll keep this on, keep it PG. So we're going to go back to, we're going to actually close out outfits. We're going to go to inventory again, and now we can go and wear these items. So I want to show you about this whole wearing thing and how it changes, or why I say adding is better than wearing. So let's go ahead. I have a Jake, and I should also preface these clothing by saying that whenever you buy clothes, a lot of them, or pretty much all of them, will say what type of mesh they're for, what type of body they're for. When you're starting out, you will not have these bodies. If you're a male starting out, you will not have Gianni or Jake or Legacy. You have to go and buy a mesh body for that. And basically what that means is that these shirts are pretty much tailored to that body, so they fit. It's an accurate fit. Because what happens, if it's not a good fit, it's going to be glitching out, and you're going to be seeing your avatar skin poking out. And that's where alphas come into play. And if you guys want to see a demo or a video on how to make those work, let me know in the comments and we'll get that going. But we're just going to go ahead and we're going to try the Gianni. Again, not my body type, but I'm going to show you what wearing is versus adding. So we're wearing. Oh, and look at that. Perfect. As you can see, skin is showing because this is not for my body type. This is what I mean by when you're wearing clothes that are not for you, you're going to have this. Now, if you have an alpha, you can just hide it and you'll be okay. So no worries there. But this is not mine, so we're going to wear Jake. So watch the shirt, or watch my avatar basically as I try on the next shirt. So click on Jake, let it load up. There we go. And as you can see, it took off my original sweater and it gave me another one to wear. So when you're wearing something, it basically replaces. So that's something to keep in mind. And of course, when you do get a mesh body, you have your own alphas, so you're able to actually cover up the things you want to cover up, which is great, because that makes things a lot easier. There we go. Just like that. So that's the basis of adding stuff, or basically your inventory is about adding versus wearing. Actually, I'm sorry, I didn't even show you adding. I almost got sidetracked. So let's say that you want to wear another piece of clothing with it. Rather than clicking on wear or double clicking, which is what I've been doing, you can just go to add. And once you add, now you see that they're both highlighted. That means that I'm wearing both. If I want to take one off, I can right click and do detach from yourself, or I can just double click. It'll come off. But again though, Remember, you're still wearing, so you always want to make sure that you have one on. There we go. Done, just like that. So, with that being said, that's the inventory. That's understanding the whole inventory thing. I was going to talk about resing furniture, but this is just the basis. Furniture is going to be down the line when you start wanting to maybe open up stuff, or you want to open up furniture, you just want to put something down, which we can do that. I have to go and find something to put down though, and the issue with that is very hit or miss, because when you get items or you get received things that you have to unpack, sometimes you just double click on it and it'll unpack for you. But that's going to be in the guidebook, and the guidebook does help with that a little bit. It actually does give you some more insight about unpacking things and opening things up, so that's good. That's perfect. And it should be somewhere in here. Might be an interacting. That's okay. Like I said, if you guys want to learn more about this stuff, let me know. There's a lot to talk about with Second Life, and I just want to give you guys the basics, but also help you see the basics, see what they mean, so that way you're not having to go to the guidebook and feel like you're missing out on some things. And I know we talked about the UI because this is the UI, talking about your graphics, talking about your toolbar, things like that. Inventory and trash, that's you won't have that issue until you start just grabbing random stuff, and you'll get a notification about you have too much stuff that you have to go and purge your trash. But yeah, that's really about it. Like I said, there's a lot. I wish I could talk more about it, but if I did, we would be here for a while, because there's a lot to learn about Second Life. But I really just want you guys to get a little bit of the basics. And I thought for some reason I am doing the whole letters bring up the chat, and I thought I made it so that they don't do that. I guess not. There we go. Perfect. So yeah, that's it for right now. Again, you can look at this list, and if there's something that you want to see me dive into more, let me know. If there's something that you have on your mind that you might want to just, I don't know, get off your chest, let me know in the comments again, and I'll make sure that we put a video out so that way you have all the knowledge so that you can use Second Life the best way you can. And yeah, hope you can join, and just, if you find me, hit me up, we can chat and we can just talk more about stuff. So that was all. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see y'all later on, really. So peace out, be safe.